The Ottawa Senators are extremely pleased to select from the Boston U Terriers, Brady Tkachuk.
Derek Brassard, cross, go in, score! 2-on-1, goes around.
Welcome to SENS Talk. My name is Brandon, and I'm your host. Before we get started, please follow us on Twitter at SENSTalk_ for live updates of the games, and of course, breaking news. As well, please check out our sponsor, SeatGeek.com, or download the app in the App Store and use our promo code SENSTalk to save $20 off your first purchase. Now, before we get into tonight's Battle of Ontario between the Ottawa Senators and the Toronto Maple Leafs, we have a couple of lineup notes and interesting things around the Senators organization to speak about. So firstly, the Senators today acquired prospect J.C. Boudin from the Colorado Avalanche for Senators forward, depth player, AHL, really, Max McCormick. Good move, really. Shed some salary, which is always important to the Melnyk. As well, it's a prospect, and you're ditching somebody who's older, 5 years younger now. Boudin's 5 years younger. He's a prospect, and, you know, it's a win in a rebuild. It's good to get prospects. We got one. As well, during today's game, it was very interesting. Apparently last night or a couple days ago, Eugene Melnyk had a dinner for his partners and sponsors, over 200 of them, that sponsor and support the Senators financially. And he said something very interesting. He said, quote unquote, in 2021 and to 2025, the Senators are going to spend near to the cap floor because his goal, quote unquote, is to win a Stanley Cup and bring it back to where rightfully should be, in Ottawa. This is something a con artist would say. He's trying to pull you in, not trying to keep you in. It's trying to soften the blow after Stone, Duchesne, and Dzingel are clearly going to be traded, in my opinion now, because Senators fans can never have something nice. And he's trying to soften the blow and trying to bring some fake optimism to keep fans from coming so he doesn't lose more and more money. I don't know why he can't just sell the damn team, because clearly fans don't like him. Clearly he's a jerk. And this thing where he's going to start spending, it's BS. I don't care about spending on the players. Sign Stone, go through rebuilds, get some young, cheap players. Do what you got to do. You want to spend money? Spend money on development coaches. Spend money on coaching staff, and spend money on the front office and scouting. That's what's important. If you're not going to have a lot of money to sign players, spend a lot of money on the management, people, because that's what's going to be able to keep you competitive by drafting well. So, you're not even going to spend money on development and scouting and etc. Give me a damn break. You're not going to do F all. Anyways, I had to add that in. Interesting, and hopefully we'll see what's going on. Duchesne may sign, may not. Stone may sign, may not. And Dzingel, CC, etc. We'll do a video in the upcoming days or weeks when we get more clarity about that situation. As well, Yaros and Bodker are out for today's game. They're both hurt. Rodwald and Goluboff are called up. So now, Sens have won 6 of the last 7 against the Toronto Maple Leafs. Let's see if they continue that trend as Frederik Andersen starts for the Leafs and Craig Anderson, the Battle of Anderson, start for the Ottawa Senators. To the first period you go. 8 minutes in, Zach Hyman's left all alone as Cody Ceci just doesn't cover anyone. 1-0 Leafs. Hyman's 10th of the year for Mitch Marner and Jean Tavares. The Leafs take the 1-0 lead, but 10 minutes later to be exact, a beautiful pass from Pajot finds Payarvi, and the Senators tie at 1 apiece on Payarvi's 6th of the year, assisted by Jean-Gabriel Pajot and Maxime Lajoie, his 15th point of the season. Heading to the second period now, Matt Duchesne on a beautiful pass for Ryan Dzingel. The Senators take the lead. It's 2-1 now. Duchesne's 22nd of the year from Ryan Dzingel and Bobby Ryan. But 11 minutes later, Andre Janssen, absolute brutal turnover from Cody Ceci as he just throws it in front. Janssen puts it past Anderson, a weak goal, 2-2 tie, and this is where the avalanche or the landslide began. A minute later, Austin Matthews, after whacking it 5-6 times, Borowiecki and Harper couldn't block anything for their lives. Matthews is chipping, and pokes it in. 3-2 Leafs. Matthews 24th of the year for the young All-Star. 4 minutes later, Jean Tavares left alone. 4-2 as the Senators are on they're on a 3-on-1. Duchesne misses the pass. The Leafs go the other way on the 3-on-1. Tavares puts it in as Harper goes for the shooter, which is Marner, who obviously fakes out Harper. Tavares is all alone and on Anderson, and the Sounders are down by 2 now. It's 4-2. Great play, Harper. Great play, Duchesne. Great play, Ottawa. Ottawa rising. But 40 seconds into the third period, Awesome Bacho here to rescue the Sounders. He scores! Bar in, not bar in, but between the legs of Frederik Andersen. Chabot's 11th of the year. That's Chabot's 6th point in 5 games played against Toronto in his career. 4 goals, 2 assists to that name. Brady Tkachuk gets on the board again. Mark Stone draws a secondary assist. Sanders starting to get some momentum, and they continue the momentum as Magnus Pajärvi ties it on a beautiful pass from Zach Smith. Pajärvi, 2nd of the night, 7th of the year. Ottawa, 4. Toronto, 4. Pajot gets a secondary assist there. Ottawa ties it, but with 10 minutes of play in the period, Morgan Riley is left alone. Anderson with no chance as the Leafs score. They take the game lead at 5-4. Now the Senators are down by a goal. They've played a hell of a game. Outshot the Leafs by at least 10 shots the whole game. And let's see if they can continue things. 1:45 to go. The Leafs ice the puck. Perfect chance, call a timeout so you can change the lineup. Put Stone, Duchesne, whatever. Pull the goalie so you have a solid, minute 45 of 6-4 attack with your top offensive weapons. Boucher, instead of calling the timeout and pulling the goalie, puts the Pajot third line out there. They played a good game, but they're not your top guys. And resumed to pull the goalie with a minute to go. And that gave the Senators no time with very frantic last minute of plays. They didn't have much time to set up or have development. They had a timeout, and I don't know why they didn't call it there. 1:45 to go in the Leafs zone. Call the timeout, get your best men on, pull your goalie. I'm not an NHL coach, but it's pretty simple to do that. And Boucher, who will be fired at the end of the year, I guarantee it, does not see that, and that's a big worry if you're a SENS fan. Or just an NHL fan if your coach is not going to call a timeout and pull the goalie with 1:45 to go in their own zone when their players are gassed and you have your top weapons on the bench. The Leafs take the game 5-4 in a game they should not have won as the Ottawa Senators outshot them heavily. If I'm a Leaf fan, though, you just signed Austin Matthews to a crazy deal, and now you got Mitch Marner to deal with. You have a team offensively who's gifted like hell. Who should do some damage. I don't know if they're going to make a cup run. I think they're still missing a piece or two on defense. Frederik Andersen's still a little shaky at times. But if I'm a Leafs fan, I'm confident, they can do something in the playoffs, as long as they don't run into the Lightning, in my opinion. They're still missing a defenseman, in my opinion. But if I'm a Leaf fan, it's better than you've been dealing with the last few years. The last couple of years have been great. The last 10 years has not been great. So, take it in stride and enjoy the ride, Toronto Maple Leaf fans. Shots and goal 44-30 in favor of the Ottawa Senators. They played a hell of a game. Final shots in the first period 11-11. Tie. Ottawa outshot the Leafs 16-12 in the second. They got outscored that period heavily, though. Third period, 17-7, the shots, 44-30, the final. Ottawa played a hell of a game, just didn't get the 2 points. The Senators face-offs 59.3-32, Toronto 22, 40.7. Power plays, Ottawa went 0-2, including a 4-minute power play, and Toronto went 0-1. Hits for 27-13 Ottawa. As the 3 stars of the game, Magnus Pajärvi, 2 goals on the night, 15 minutes on the ice. Second star, John Tavares, 1 goal, 1 assist. And the first star, Zach Hyman, with a goal and assist. Besides that, the Senators' record now is 19-29-5, worse than the National Hockey League, and one of the worst records the Senators had ever in Senators history. They're playing tomorrow against the Anaheim Ducks, and Ducks aren't doing too well either. They've lost 16 of their last 18, I believe, so they're not doing too well. Maybe the Sens can win that one. Besides that, let's get to the Sens Talk Star of the Night, voted by you, the fans. So we got a lot of votes on this, actually, over 50 in the last 20 minutes. And surprisingly, 0% of the vote, 4th place, Matt Duchesne. I thought he had a good game, got a goal, had some good momentum, and in the frantic last minute, he had great possession. Matt Duchesne is a solid player. If we could sign him, that'd be great, but if it was between him and Stone, obviously I pick Stone. But a great player, and we'll see what happens with him. But he had a great game, and he got that goal. Unfortunately, the Senators couldn't get the win, but Duchesne once again showed kept up putting up the points for the Senators as they acquired him for that reason. Third star, 2% of the vote, Jean-Gabriel Pageau. Had 2 assists tonight. It was all over the ice. That Pajärvi, Cherney, and Pageau line was fantastic tonight. I was going to add Cherney, but Pageau had the 2 assists, so I had to add him, including that beautiful pass to Pajärvi on the breakaway. Just bring him loose on the breakaway. Pajärvi had a hell of a game, but Pageau was the reason for that. Second star of the game, 31% of the vote. The Leaf killer, Thomas Hudson Bacho-Chabot, with a goal in the night. He had a hell of a night. Once again, just showing why he is potentially the next big top defenseman for the Ottawa Senators. He's been showing it, and hopefully he could keep it up. Another great game for him against the Toronto Maple Leafs, and just in general in the Senators uniform. Let's see if he can stay in Ottawa in the next few years. First star, first time ever in Sens Talk Star of the Night history. Magnus Pajärvi, 67% of the vote, overwhelming majority. 2 goals on the night. It was a lot of help from Pageau that those goals happened, but he buried a breakaway goal, and he got a nice pass to put it in short side on Freddie Anderson. So Pajärvi had a solid game, and hopefully scouts saw that, and maybe he'll get a decent return. Fourth rounder for Magnus Pajärvi. Besides that, the Senators have fallen to 19-29-5 on the season. They are not doing too well. They've lost 5 in a row. Their next game is tomorrow against the Anaheim Ducks at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Let's see if they can break the trend and win a game there. So I'll see you tomorrow night when the Sens take on the Ducks. So besides that, thank you for watching. Please follow us on Twitter at @SensTalk_. Follow you updates of the games and of course breaking news. Please like us on Facebook at Sens Talk, add us to your circles on Google Plus Sens Talk. Click the big red button down there and subscribe to us. Like this video, share this video, short cool stuff. Please check our website, senstalkcentral.com. We update that every single day. And of course, please check out our sponsor, SeatGeek.com, or download the app in the App Store and use your promo code SensTalk to save $20 off your first purchase. Besides that, the Toronto Maple Leafs defeat the Ottawa Senators 5-4 in the Battle of Ontario. I'll see you tomorrow night when the Sens take on the Anaheim Ducks in Ottawa. I'll see you then. Go Sens, go.